When I started trading, I used to hate trading NYSE breakouts because they would constantly fail. I would get chopped up every single day and be frustrated I'm not able to catch it. Fast forward 5 years down the line, the breakout entry has become one of my favorite entries and one that I use to apply on a daily basis when trading in New York session. So in today's video, I want to break down exactly what mistakes I was making in the past, how I fixed that, and how that helps me now to have a 75% win rate when taking my breakout setup so you can enjoy them just like me. So that being said, let's get straight into the video. All right. So now we're on the charts. I'm going to explain my exact breakout strategy and put it into a few simple steps. I know this might look confusing, but all it is session. So the most important thing is what time you're going to be taking these trades. Now, these trades need to come after NYSE open. So New York open is at 8 a.m. Eastern and NYSE open is at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So convert that to your time zone. I've told you in Eastern time zone. In my time zone here, living in Dubai, it is 5:30 p.m. and I've marked it with this yellow line here. Now, what's going to be very important is the range that is formed pre-session. And I want you to keep an idea of this. And this range can be on a 5 and 15 minute is the key time frames we're looking for this range, those two time frames. But before we start to mess with the range, we need to understand what is happening in the overall picture. But the first way we're going to do is we're going to take it from a 15 first to see how the 15. So always mark your 15-minute resistances here. So in this case, 15-minute resistance would be lower. We then drop down to 5-minute, and if it's higher, you adjust to the 5-minute. But you want to take it on 15. Here's our range. And then the low of the range, we want to take it to the lowest point that was there, okay? So this was the low that was made before. And technically, this was right before the open. So we want to mark it like this, okay? This is where fake outs happen. A lot of people see this, they'll take the range like this. This candle technically closed below before the open. Everyone looks for sells. It's wrong. That's a fake out. Only valid breakouts happen after the open. They don't happen before the open. It can continue, but I'm talking about accuracy long term. But these are not the only lines we need. So after the open, we adjust it to here because this was the open candle. Okay. And this is not some ORB. Okay. This is different and I'm going to show you why. The second thing we need is we need a few more lines, and we actually need to go all the way up to the daily time frame, believe it or not. We need to mark our daily support and resistance because we can't be trading into these levels. So we write this, I write DR to mark daily resistance. The next time frame I'm going to go down to is actually the 4-hour. Daily and the 4-hour are the same, so I'm just going to leave it. And the top of our range is also a 4-hour, so I'm also going to leave it there. So if the 4-hour is a little higher, then guess what? We're not looking for a break out of our range. We're looking for a break out of our 4-hour resistance. So whatever's higher is where you have to look. And the zone between those two lines, so in this example, this zone here, that is our tradable range. Now I'm using this example just from yesterday, so it's a fresh idea. I'll also show you a trade I took yesterday so you guys can see exactly this in action. So make sure to stay to the end of the video. And I'll show you the exact trade we took together, trading live together in the exclusive group. So this is exactly where we need to now move down into the 1-hour time frame, and we do the same story. We mark now the 1-hour resistance. So this is actually counted as a resistance and something we have to consider. Why? Because this was a previous support which can turn resistance. And look, you'll be damned. Check this out. 1-hour resistance. Look where we reject right there. And I'm labeling all of these lines. The reason why is that when I go down to lower time frame, I want to know what I'm marking. You do the same thing for 30-minute here. You go and check the 30-minute to the left. 30-minute is the same, so we keep it like that. And finally, we do it for the 15. Check the 15 is the same. And finally, we do it for the 5 because we are entering on the 5 sometimes. And we can see the 5 is slightly higher. So there's our 5 minutes, so we can mark it like this. So now we have all of our lines. We know we're not going to buy into some BS. And you can see exactly how this played out at New York Open. Literally came and retested our 1-hour resistance perfectly and end up rejecting. Now that doesn't mean that it's over. Anything above here is going to be our breakout zone. Now the reason I'm showing you this example is it's a more complex example. Okay. Now, this day had 2 potential entries. I'm only going to speak about the breakout strategy because that I use more often. I also like it. So when we want to break out of this range. If we're going to take it on a 15-minute, we want to break out of the 15 range, which is my first line. If we're going to base it on a 5-minute, we want something closing above the 5-minute. And then we can try break through this level and continue trading towards the upside. Now, breakout trades are mostly going to be taken on a one-to-one basis with, if you have bigger range to the left, meaning there's less lines here, sometimes you'll have no lines. It will literally be a big clean zone. We're looking for those clean zones. If you scroll back here, above my 5-minute line, you'll see it's beautiful clean zone, right? Look at that. Just clean candle. That's exactly what I want. I can fill this wick, continue towards this hold zone. That is where we want to trade. And what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the open to leave a candle that closes above. There will be days where the open pushes completely, full straight push up on the open. That is fine. All you're waiting for then is you're waiting for what I'm going to teach you right now, which is the formation of this setup. So in today's example, the open popped up, retested, then pushed down. So there's a way to get in on this retracement here to actually get an earlier buy, but we're discussing the breakout. We then late session breakout, which can happen. So I want to show you this as well. And boom, we break out here. So let's actually rewind a little bit more. This is our breakout level here. Okay, so we cross through here. This is where we can get a wick fill here. If there's no wick, so I'm giving you all the juice in this video. So make sure to leave a like, get the likes up past 500, it really does help. And if you're enjoying my content, leave a subscribe, really helps the channel. And I would appreciate you guys being part of the team as I really put good content out there that I aim to help people. So when we're looking at this scenario, we will have two options. We'll either have a candle that breaks out that looks like this with a small wick. When that happens, we always want to enter our trades breaking the high. Or in this scenario, when we have a long wick, and this is very important, this wick is not tapping anything. This wick is not tapping anything. We have actually crossed through the daily resistance. This is where we can go for a wick fill, okay? Now, I'm going to say something very important here. I need you guys to listen very closely. If we closed at the daily resistance, it invalidates the trade because we're at resistance. The rule is you always have to trade to a next resistance, or if we're looking for sells, to trade to a next support. So we broke out to the downside. What if today, why couldn't we take this breakout towards the downside here? That is the question, right? Hey, Harry, we broke the range. Why couldn't I take this sell towards the downside? Now, you could do, but only if we had higher time frame candles supporting. What do I mean? If previous daily closes bearish, previous 4-hour closes bearish, you're only looking for selling breakouts. If previous daily closes bullish and previous 4-hour closes bullish, you're only looking for bullish breakouts. If they close opposite, you can look for both bullish and bearish. In this scenario, we had bullish, right? Previous daily here closing bullish. Wait, let me show you that. Bullish, and then we had previous 4-hour candle as well closing bullish. So I'm only taking buys today. That's why I'm not interested in the selling option here. And you can see it just ended up being a fake out. So that's how that saves me there. So since I'm only looking for buys, I'm looking for the buy breakout. Where do I put stop loss? Now you need to put stop loss below the 5 minutes. So we need a close above the range. Very important. Close above the range. Entry can be here in this scenario to fill the wick. I already took a trade, so I didn't take this one. I'm going to show you the one I took. I took it on a different pair. And then you target a 1-to-1 is healthy, or the next resistance, whatever is next. But I prefer clean 1-to-1s. It's the way I like to trade. It's called a volume analysis because the move that price closed above is the move that we can expect to get. So we look for this. We wait for a bottom wick next candle. Very important. Bottom wick was there. Boom. And then we get TP smash there. Okay. Now, if we didn't have this long wick here, we would look for a close above here. And if this candle happens at the open, big candle, super big stop loss, very hard to enter. So how are you going to enter? Very simple. All we do is we wait for a new range to form. So we need 2 candles creating red resistance, and then it doesn't matter how many close above, but it could be 2 candles, 1 candle, again a close above, and then you can enter. This is known as setup 1, but we need the pullback. So if anytime you get a big candle at the open, you need the pullback, then you can get the breakout, okay? And you will take the same entry, stop loss below the candle that closed above. This works on 15 and 5 minute, right? Stop loss below the candle above. Make sure you have no resistances. Target that 1-to-1 and get on with your day. So let's go ahead and look at an example that I took here yesterday. This was the trade, so I'm going to actually spoil it. Here's on MetaTrader. The reason I actually want to show you on this. So this is the trade was on DAX. DAX is the German indice. This works on NASDAQ, DAX, US 30, you name it. And this candle actually closed below this line on broker. I know here it doesn't look like it closed because of just how the broker formed, but on my personal broker, which is why I'm showing this photo, it closed below that line. If it didn't close below on my broker, I wouldn't take it, but since it did, and then I closed out at that 1-to-1, which was the bottom of the range here. Did push a little bit more, but that was my target. So let me show you how this trade works, and then we're actually going to use this tool here. This is called Pip Labs. This is a backtesting tool. You can practice your trades, but what's cool is we upload data every single day, so I can look at yesterday's trade and replay it for you in real time. Pre-session range form. Where's our pre-session? 5:30, right? So we can go mark a line for 5:30. The 5:30 open is there. That's the open. And then we can also mark our session range, right? I'm not going to do the whole markup of daily and everything. You can see my markup from yesterday. I literally had one line here, which was the previous support, and then one line here, which was our previous session range here. Okay, so our previous session range, which let me get back, which was what I marked here. This is our pre-session range. So we actually have two ranges here, and I'm going to show you the problem. So this is our pre-session range, and today was mixed bias. What does that mean? I could look for both buys and sells. So for my breakout on the open, I was simply looking for a close above here or a close below here. Now we did get the close below here, but the problem was this was way too close to support here. We only have 5 points to the next support, and for me, I didn't want to get in a trade and then get stuck in rejection and lose the trade, or just get a break-even trade. I wanted to be in a big clean zone. If we measure this zone's about 32 points compared to this zone being only 4 points. Okay, doesn't really help me, so I avoided this trade. Now if this candle broke out 5-minute close below here, now it's a different story, because now my stop loss is going to be about 19 points. I have at least 10 points. I can go break even there and expect volume to push. So I took the trade break of low here because I wanted more confirmation, and the trade looks something like this. So stop was above my, apologies, 5-minute candle, and my target was a little bit below for that 1-to-1, right? I just took a little bit more, but with a little bit of spreads commission, ended up 1-to-1. Was a sell stop, so we're going to place that sell stop like that. That's how it looked. And then we're going to play this. So I'm going to show you how this looked here. We're going to play it on 5 seconds. Speed it up a little bit. And I'm going to show you how it works. So candle opened here, made a top wick. And we need to wait for break of low. So very important. Let's get some speed in here, just so we're not waiting for ages. And then it broke low nicely like that, immediately into profit. And then this came into drawdown here. So it's okay to come into drawdown because my stop loss is protected by the range. That's why we want to take a breakout out of the range, and that's why we're waiting for closes. A lot of people get trades wrong because they get stuck in fake outs. You get stuck in fake outs when you're not following bias and you're not waiting for proper closes. That's where you get that fake out, and especially when you're trading into resistance. Just like you saw, all of the guys, so I'm going to show you this, all of the guys who took the open range breakout on the 1 minute here, they get stuck right on the open, right? All the guys who took open range breakouts here, now maybe they profit small scalping, but I'm looking to catch bigger moves, the actual move of the session, right? So let's continue this, just show you how it continued. We could actually play while speaking. So then we got out to drawdown. It started to move nicely with volume, which we expect. Top wick was made. We need this to flip, break the low, and then TP was hit there. So very smooth trade. I took that just yesterday. So fresh trade, fresh analysis. I love to kind of recap that as well for people who watch me. And this was, as I said, taken with the guys in the exclusive. I do stream London live on YouTube every single day, but when I'm trading New York, I just do it with the guys in the private group. If you're interested in that, you can join with the link in the description there. I don't have any links anywhere else for people asking. That is the official. So this is pretty cool. Actually, one of the guys in the group yesterday, which is cool, passed his challenge with this trade. So it's always nice. It makes the trade way more worth it. So this is cool. This is cool. This is my breakout strategy in NY, and I take the same breakout strategy in London, just small adjustments because of how NY moves with volume. So this is some golden content I'm putting on YouTube. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you have. And with that being said, take care, trade sharp, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. Peace.